He thought their love story was a fortress, built on a foundation of trust and shared dreams. For 15 years, Mark had dedicated himself to Sarah, believing loyalty was the unshakable cornerstone of their marriage. He wasn't just a husband. He was her biggest fan, her staunchest supporter, the man who believed in her when she doubted herself. He worked long hours, not because he had to, but because he wanted to give her the world, to see that brilliant smile light up her face, the one that first captured his heart all those years ago. He thought they were a team, an unbreakable unit navigating life's challenges together. But a fortress is only as strong as its walls, and Mark was about to discover a crack, a fissure, that would shatter his entire world. He thought loyalty still meant something, until her actions proved otherwise. It started subtly, like a faint, discordant note in a familiar melody. Sarah, who once shared every detail of her day, became distant, her phone a constant guarded companion. Late nights at the office became more frequent, and the warmth in her embrace grew noticeably cooler. Mark tried to dismiss his unease, chalking it up to work stress or his own paranoia. "We're solid," he'd tell himself, clinging to the image of the woman he married. But the nagging feeling in his gut, that primal instinct that screams when something is wrong, refused to be silenced. The excuses she gave were plausible on their own, but together, they formed a patchwork of inconsistencies that he could no longer ignore. The distance between them wasn't just physical, it was an emotional chasm that was growing wider with each passing day. The breaking point came on a Tuesday, an ordinary day that would become seared into his memory forever. He'd come home early, planning to surprise Sarah with her favorite takeout. As he pulled into the driveway, he saw it. A sleek, unfamiliar sports car parked where his own should be. His heart hammered against his ribs. He walked to the door, the key feeling foreign in his trembling hand. He pushed the door open, and the sound that greeted him was not the quiet solitude he expected, but the sound of laughter. Sarah's laughter, intertwined with a deep, masculine voice. He stood frozen in the hallway, the bag of food slipping from his grasp. Peeking around the corner, he saw her. There was Sarah on their living room couch, wrapped in the arms of another man, a man who was not her husband. The scene was so intimate, so comfortable, it was clear this wasn't a first-time occurrence. In that single soul-crushing moment, 15 years of love, trust, and loyalty evaporated into thin air. The confrontation was a blur of raw emotion. The man, a colleague Sarah had dismissed as just a friend, scrambled to leave. And then it was just Mark and Sarah, standing amidst the ruins of their marriage. The dam of denial finally broke, and a torrent of ugly truths poured out. It had been going on for months. The late nights, the secret phone calls, the emotional distance. It all clicked into place, forming a horrifyingly clear picture of betrayal. Sarah's apologies felt hollow, her tears like crocodile tears designed to manipulate, not to express genuine remorse. She spoke of feeling neglected and unseen, words that felt like daggers to Mark, who had spent his life trying to give her everything. He looked at the woman before him, and he didn't recognize her. The Sarah he loved, the woman he had built a life with, was gone, replaced by a stranger who had casually tossed their shared history aside for a fleeting thrill. The days that followed were a waking nightmare. The house they had filled with laughter and love now echoed with a deafening silence. Every corner held a memory, now tainted by betrayal. Mark moved like a ghost through his own life, the pain a constant physical ache in his chest. He replayed every moment, every conversation, searching for a sign he might have missed, blaming himself. Did he not love her enough? Did he work too hard? The self-doubt was a venom, poisoning his thoughts. Friends and family rallied around him, offering support, but their words of comfort felt distant, unable to penetrate the thick fog of his grief. He had given his whole heart, only to have it returned to him in pieces. The man who once believed in forever was now forced to face a future he never imagined. a future without the one person he thought would always be by his side. Slowly, painfully, Mark began the process of rebuilding. He started with small steps. He reconnected with old friends, revisited hobbies he'd let slide, and spent long hours hiking in nature, letting the quiet solitude of the mountains soothe his wounded soul. He sought therapy, learning to untangle the knots of grief, anger, and self-blame. It was there he learned that Sarah's actions were a reflection of her own choices, not a measure of his worth as a husband or a man. He realized that true loyalty isn't about being perfect. It's about navigating imperfections together, something Sarah had been unwilling to do. He started to see that the end of his marriage was not the end of his story. It was a painful, brutal chapter, but it was not the final one. He was still standing, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a flicker of hope. Months turned into a year. Mark sold the house, a symbolic shedding of a past that no longer served him. He moved into a new apartment, a blank canvas where he could paint a new life. He focused on his career with renewed passion, not to provide for someone else, but to build something for himself. He found joy in simple things: the morning sun on his face, a good book, the laughter of friends. He even started dating again, cautiously at first, but with an open heart. He learned that betrayal doesn't have to make you bitter. It can make you wiser. He understood now that loyalty isn't just something you give. It's something you deserve in return. He had been through the fire and emerged stronger, more self-aware, and with a deeper appreciation for his own resilience. Mark's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the deepest betrayals can lead to the most profound self-discoveries. He thought loyalty was an unbreakable bond, only to learn that it's a choice, a daily commitment that his partner was not willing to make. But in the ashes of his old life, he found something invaluable: himself. He learned to be loyal to his own well-being, to his own happiness. His journey from heartbreak to healing shows that even when our worlds are turned upside down, we have the strength within us to rebuild, to find joy again, and to create a future defined not by our pain, but by our resilience. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of our community. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the complexities of life and relationships. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.